Thanks for visiting my YouTube channel. Here are the NBA regular season standings updates, game result, and the game schedule for tomorrow. For the game result, in the first game, the Cleveland Cavaliers beat the Minnesota Timberwolves, with a score of 146-134. Donovan Mitchell was the top scorer for the Cleveland Cavaliers with 28 points, followed by Evan Mobley scored 24 points, Jalen Tyson had 23 points, and Darius Garland added 22 points. Anthony Edwards and Naz Reid was the top scorer for the Minnesota Timberwolves with 25 points each. In the second game, the Indiana Pacers got their second straight win after defeating the Miami Heat, with a score of 123-99. Andrew Nembhard was the top scorer for the Indiana Pacers with 29 points and 9 assists, followed by Micah Potter scored 14 points, Jarris Walker had 13 points and 9 rebounds, and Aaron Nesmith added 12 points and 9 rebounds. Tyler Herro was the top scorer for the Miami Heat with 21 points, followed by Jamie Jaquez scored 16 points. In the third game, the LA Clippers got their second straight win after defeating the Detroit Pistons, with a score of 98-92. Kawhi Leonard was the top scorer for the LA Clippers with 26 points, followed by John Collins scored 25 points, James Harden had 19 points, and Ivica Zubac added 17 points. Duncan Robinson was the top scorer for the Detroit Pistons with 20 points, followed by Ronald Holland scored 16 points. In the fourth game, the Chicago Bulls snapped their three-game losing streak after defeating the Dallas Mavericks, with a score of 125-107. Kobe White was the top scorer for the Chicago Bulls with 22 points, followed by Ayo Dosunmu scored 20 points, Nikola Vucevic made a double-double performance of 15 points and 12 rebounds, and Matisse Buzelis added 15 points. Ryan Nembhard was the top scorer for the Dallas Mavericks with 16 points, followed by Najee Marshall scored 14 points. In the fifth game, the San Antonio Spurs got their second straight win after defeating the Boston Celtics, with a score of 100-95. De'Aaron Fox was the top scorer for the San Antonio Spurs with 21 points and 9 rebounds, followed by Victor Wembanyama also scored 21 points, Keldon Johnson made a double-double performance of 18 points and 10 rebounds, and Julian Champagnie also made a double-double performance of 12 points and 13 rebounds. Derek White was the top scorer for the Boston Celtics with 29 points and 9 rebounds, followed by Jaylen Brown scored 27 points. In the last game, the Charlotte Hornets snapped their two-game losing streak after defeating the Utah Jazz, with a score of 150-95. Trey Mann was the top scorer for the Charlotte Hornets with 20 points, followed by Brandon Miller had 18 points, LaMelo Ball scored 17 points, and Mikal Bridges added 15 points. Bryce Sensabaugh was the top scorer for the Utah Jazz with 26 points, followed by Isaiah Collier scored 17 points. And here are the NBA regular season standings updates. For the Eastern Conference standings, the number 1 in the Eastern Conference standings is Detroit Pistons, with a record of 28 wins and 10 losses. The number 2 and number 3 is New York Knicks and Boston Celtics, with a record of 24 wins and 14 losses. The number 4 is Toronto Raptors, with a record of 23 wins and 16 losses. The number 5 is Philadelphia 76ers, with a record of 21 wins and 15 losses. The number 6 is Cleveland Cavaliers, with a record of 22 wins and 18 losses. The number 7 is Orlando Magic, with a record of 21 wins and 18 losses. The number 8 is Miami Heat, with a record of 20 wins and 18 losses. The number 9 is Atlanta Hawks, with a record of 19 wins and 21 losses. The number 10 is Chicago Bulls, with a record of 18 wins and 20 losses. The number 11 is Milwaukee Bucks, with a record of 17 wins and 21 losses. The number 12 is Charlotte Hornets, with a record of 14 wins and 25 losses. The number 13 is Brooklyn Nets, with a record of 11 wins and 24 losses. The number 14 is Washington Wizards, with a record of 10 wins and 27 losses. The number 15 is Indiana Pacers, with a record of 8 wins and 31 losses. For the Western Conference standings updates, the number 1 in the Western Conference standings is Oklahoma City Thunder, with a record of 32 wins and 7 losses. The number 2 is San Antonio Spurs, with a record of 27 wins and 11 losses. The number 3 is Denver Nuggets, with a record of 25 wins and 13 losses. The number 4 is Minnesota Timberwolves, with a record of 25 wins and 14 losses. The number 5 is Los Angeles Lakers, with a record of 23 wins and 13 losses. The number 6 is Houston Rockets, with a record of 22 wins and 13 losses. The number 7 is Phoenix Suns, with a record of 23 wins and 15 losses. The number 8 is Golden State Warriors, with a record of 21 wins and 18 losses. The number 9 is Portland Trail Blazers, with a record of 19 wins and 20 losses. The number 10 is Memphis Grizzlies, with a record of 16 wins and 22 losses. The number 11 is LA Clippers, with a record of 15 wins and 23 losses. The number 12 is Dallas Mavericks, with a record of 14 wins and 25 losses. The number 13 is Utah Jazz, with a record of 13 wins and 25 losses. The number 14 is New Orleans Pelicans, with a record of 9 wins and 31 losses. The number 15 is Sacramento Kings, with a record of 8 wins and 30 losses. And here are the games scheduled for tomorrow, January 12, Monday morning. In the first game, at 4 a.m., Orlando Magic vs. New Orleans Pelicans. In the second game, at 4:30 a.m., Memphis Grizzlies vs. Brooklyn Nets. In the third game, at 7 a.m., Toronto Raptors vs. Philadelphia 76ers, and Portland Trail Blazers vs. New York Knicks. At 8 a.m., Minnesota Timberwolves vs. San Antonio Spurs, and Oklahoma City Thunder vs. Miami Heat. At 9 a.m., Denver Nuggets vs. Milwaukee Bucks, and Phoenix Suns vs. Washington Wizards. At 9:30 a.m., Golden State Warriors vs. Atlanta Hawks. At 10 a.m., Sacramento Kings vs. Houston Rockets.